You like that? That was for you, baby girl. Hi, how are you doing? Listen, I don't judge a book by its cover, but you look stunning on the outside, so I'm assuming that you're stunning on the inside. And I would like to do something with your stunning self today, and that is judge other people. Let's get to it. Also, this video is sponsored by SourBoys. All right. First up, am I the a-hole for telling my husband's affair partner's fiance about their relationship? What? For telling my husband's affair partner's fiance. Your husband's cheating on you, and the person they're cheating with's fiance. You told the fiance that they're cheating together. Got it. 31 female. Found out 2 months ago that my husband, 33 male, was having an affair with a woman from his gym. I am so sorry. He's a piece of shit. I noticed changes. Guarding his phone, hitting the gym twice a day, suddenly caring about how he looked all the time. Tell-tide markers. Tell-time, what am I trying to say? Tell signs. Currie, what am I trying to say? Those are all telltale signs? Is that what the saying is? Lock in! He even started acting oddly nice to me, like overcompensating. Oh my god. Telltale signs. I think that's what it is. Eventually, I found the messages. Not just flirty, not just emotional, but full-blown affair. Pictures, videos, dates. It crushed me. God, that's terrible. But I didn't confront him right away. I did some digging and found out she was also engaged. Her wedding is in 3 months. God, the tea is hot. So I made a choice. I reached out to her fiance. I sent screenshots of the messages and offered to answer any questions he had. He was heartbroken, but thankful, I told him. When I finally confronted my husband, he was livid, not just because I found out, but because I dragged someone else into it. He said what happened was a mistake, and now I'd ruined 2 relationships and not just our own. Run to the hills. Holy shit, what an actual fucking just scum. His family is furious, saying I had no right to interfere in another couple's life. Even a few friends told me it was petty and should have focused on my own marriage instead of seeking revenge. But I honestly didn't do it out of revenge. I did it because if I were in that man's shoes, I would want to know. Same, girl. So now I'm filing for divorce. My life is in pieces, and somehow I'm the villain in other people's eyes. Okay, well, all those people you're a villain to, it seems like his family, you're never gonna see him again, so who the cares, you know? You are not the asshole. Oh my god, you were in full right to do that. You did this man a massive favor, in my opinion. Not the asshole, your ex-husband interfered in another couple's life and he ruined 2 relationships, not you. He literally ruined both of the relationships and her. It's a two-way street, you know? Thank you so much for this. It's been hard not to carry the weight of everything that happened, especially when people try to shift the blame onto me just for telling the truth. I didn't break anything, I just exposed what was already broken. Exactly, queen. You're fine. You never ruined anything. Actually, you did the fiance a solid. He now knows who he's marrying before he ruins his life. You didn't ruin relationships, you prevented someone from ruining their life. There's like just no way, shape, or form you're the asshole in this situation. I say, you know, good riddance, and I hope you find somebody that treats you with respect, because you deserve that, queen. Next. Am I the scallywag for not telling my girlfriend about my daughter's phobia? Interesting. Okay. I, male, 50, have been dating my girlfriend, we'll call Sarah, female, 45, for a little over a year. I have 2 kids, a daughter, 16, and a son, 13. When my daughter was 4, she almost drowned during swim lessons and has since had extreme phobia of water. Oh my god, that's terrible. It's bad to the point she won't even take baths, only showers. That's heartbreaking. My son knows how to swim and is a good swimmer, but my daughter's being the older sister is protective of her younger brother even when it comes to swimming and the water. She has clearly PTSD from this, so that makes sense. Sarah's parents have a pool at their house. Today, we were going over for the pool party to celebrate one of Sarah's nephew's birthdays, who has become good friends with my son. I told my daughter multiple times she didn't have to go, that I'll check in with her and she can just go relax at home or hang out with friends. Good dad moment. moment, okay? She insisted she went to the pool party. My daughter also tends to get on edge and even a little irritable when near water. Today was no different. To anybody who didn't know, she would have seemed like a moody teenager bossing her brother around. Sarah started getting on my daughter for bossing her brother around. Eventually, my daughter got irritated and loudly yelled at her, "I don't want my brother to drown." Oh. So Sarah is nagging on the daughter for like bullying the younger brother, but she's only trying to protect him. Got it. Sarah looked at me confused. I quietly explained my daughter's experience at 4 and that she has a phobia of water. Sarah got really mad at me for not telling her. I explained that it is not something my daughter is proud of, that she can't swim and has a fear of water, and that I'm going to be telling everyone because it's not my place. My daughter is old enough to explain that to people if she wants to. Sarah ended up calling me a horrible dad and an asshole for not explaining that and letting people think my daughter is just a moody teen. I ended up just leaving and taking my kids home. We haven't talked since. It's also since, not since. Anyway, and Sarah told me to leave her alone for a few days. Yeah, dude, tell people. Are you kidding me? Like, this is your new partner. That should be absolutely, and it sounds like it has affected her life heavily. Like, what? And it had to get all the way to your daughter freaking out and crying, and she's 16. She's still like that's a child. It's not her responsibility to tell everybody, hey, I have a phobia because I almost drowned when I was 4. Like, that might be a little embarrassing for her, and that might be uncomfortable to like have to explain to everybody. So you as a dad should just take it into your own hands and be like, hey, you know, you don't need to bring it up, but if she acts like this around the water, it's because of XYZ. Like, that is completely on you, in my opinion. You're the asshole for 1, allowing your daughter to force her way to a pool party where you knew this would happen. 2, claiming I don't need to tell everyone, yet allowing her to attend a girlfriend's pool party while withholding this info from someone you had been dating for a year. Agreed. 3, not putting your daughter in therapy. Yeah, that's true. If she's not in therapy, my lord, she should absolutely be if you have the means to do that. Also, how does your 13-year-old excellent swimmer feel about your daughter constantly projecting and bossing him around? I'd be irritated as fuck if my parents didn't step up and deal with my sister who is constantly shouting over me. Also, if that was my house and someone brought a moody teenager who kept yelling at her sibling and ruining the mood, I would ask them not to bring the teenager over to the pool party again. Yeah, I mean, you know what? I don't know. It's hard to blame the daughter because she's literally just acting out of fear. And I get that. I'm an older sister to 4 other siblings, and then I have an older sister as well. And I'm protective over my older sister, but especially my younger ones. Anytime they did anything like riding a bike down a hill or just anything where they could get hurt or injured, because I got hurt and injured a lot because I was a fucking crazy kid. I was kind of like this. I was like, be careful. Like, I've broken 13 bones in like riding bike, riding skateboard, golf cart, like just the most random things. So anytime my siblings did anything like that, I'd try to prevent them from doing that, and I'd kind of go mom mode. And I don't think that's a bad thing. Probably annoying for sure, but I don't think it makes her like a bad sister or anything. But yeah, you just need to step up. But what do you guys think down below? What do I know? I don't have kids, you know? All right, this is from Best of Redditor Updates, so I'm excited because we'll have an update. First things first, am I the asshole for saying my brother shouldn't have brought his pregnant girlfriend to my wedding and for refusing to let her be in my wedding photos? I got married last weekend. I'm still so pissed off at what my brother did. He took all of the attention off of me and my husband. Normally, I don't feel the need to be the center of attention, but this was my freaking wedding day. I feel like it's all anyone was talking about during the wedding, and now it's like the main thing any of them even remember from the entire thing. Ugh. Okay. It was a destination wedding within the US, so nothing crazy. We kept the guest list to our families, immediate and extended, as well as some close friends. My parents paid for our immediate family to arrive about 5 days ahead of time, so it was my parents, my sister, and I initially, and my brother arriving a few days later. We knew my brother was bringing a date. No big deal. He said he was just bringing a girl from school. He didn't even call her his girlfriend officially. Ooh, okay. My parents showed up at the airport to pick my brother up, and there he was, hand in hand with an obviously pregnant girl that none of us had ever met. Oh, my parents were obviously taken aback. My brother greeted them like everything was normal, according to my mom, and my parents didn't really know what to do or say. Then he just said, "Surprise!" My poor mom almost fainted and claims my dad yelled, "What the fuck have you done?" Oh my gosh. He introduces us to this girl, but doesn't clarify if she's his girlfriend and doesn't give us much info at all, really. It was very weird. It was obvious that she was uncomfortable as well. She said she wasn't feeling well and needed to go lay down after the flight. So at dinner, it was just our family as she was resting. We were all awkwardly sitting around the table eating dinner, barely saying a word. My mom finally says, brother's name, "Is that your baby?" Oh my gosh. By then, we all assumed it was, but my mom needed confirmation. The lack of any real explanation or details from him up until then was just odd. He admitted it's technically not his baby. Okay. But he's in love with her and intends to be a father to the baby anyway. Okay, that's fine. The actual father isn't involved and doesn't want to be. And if they get married, then he can adopt the baby so he'll legally be the father. She's living with him and none of us knew this either. Oh my God, dude, what? Talk to your family. He's been her main support person throughout the entire thing. She's 28 weeks, well, 29 now since this was over a week ago. I think this was worse than what we had all assumed. I don't know if that's worse necessarily. Anyway, so in love with her that he's going to take on the responsibility of her child and marry her, yet we've never heard of her. He said he has mentioned her quite a few times. Well, maybe he's mentioned her name in passing, not to me, maybe to my parents, but never said she was a girlfriend or pregnant. None of us understand. He's 21. Oh, I didn't realize how young he was too. He's 21, about to graduate college, planning to enter law school next, and he's an attractive guy. Why would he do this? My parents, especially my mom, were stressing about it all weekend long throughout my entire wedding weekend. It was like my wedding became an afterthought. All my parents could talk about was how to make my brother change his mind about this girl. Oh my God, this is crazy. Then when the wedding photographer was taking family photos, he wanted her in them. That was really the breaking point for me. She isn't family. None of us knew about the relationship, and we met her 2 days prior. She shouldn't be in our official family pictures from my wedding. It's like, forget the bride and groom. Look at random heavily woman hitching herself to my brother. Oh, are you saying heavy? Oh my God. Pregnant woman hitching herself to my brother. Let's use that terminology, Jesus. No, I told him no. I refused to let her be in the photos. My mom made me allow her to be in one picture, but said we don't have to buy that one or put her in display anywhere. It just made my blood boil. Ooh, okay. Anyway, I don't think he should have brought her. There was no reason to bring her to my wedding, especially without warning. I mean, it's all my side of the family could talk about, and he was reticent to even correct them, reluctant, maybe, about it not being his baby. Oh, geez. He said that's because it was awkward for her to have to explain the full scenario to everyone, so he just let people know what they wanted. Okay, so everybody thinks it is his baby. Oh my God, what a fucking mess. Because he wouldn't at least say something, everyone was gossiping and wondering about it the entire time. I'm posting this because I'm upset that several friends and even my own mom are telling me I'm overreacting and just need to accept it. When I told a group of my coworkers about it after the fact, they weren't at the wedding. They agreed with me and thought what my brother did was absolutely insane and rude. Okay, the least he could have done is tell you that he's bringing his pregnant, like he should have given a heads up, first of all. I think personally, the way it seems is that he used your wedding as like a way to just announce it without having to like get any repercussions, you know? I do think it was selfish of him. I do. That wasn't cool at all. It is your wedding, so you have the right to not have her in the photos, but I think just to mitigate it, I think what your mom said was good. It's like, you can have her in some of the photos and you don't necessarily have to buy those photos, you know? At least make her feel, you know, like wanted. I think he knew in a wedding setting that attention would be divided. Your wedding was his meat shield. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like the wedding was the meat shield to anybody saying anything, you know, directly to him or giving him shit. Agree. Had the brother introduced her at home, his parents might have completely lost their shit on him. At OP's wedding, he thought his parents would be focused on the wedding and the response would be muted. I would be pissed too. Yeah. See? Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He's also 21. Like, I think it's commendable to like, you know, want to raise somebody else's kid. I have a stepdad, you know, I thank goodness he came along and everything. He's just as much a dad as my, you know, biological dad is. But yeah, it's just, that's a tough thing. It's a tough thing. It's a bad time to bring it up, basically. But there's an update, so let's see. I'm sharing an update and want to say that in hindsight, I think I was actually the asshole in my situation. Oh, interesting. I think I was riding high on my wedding hormones and center of the universe vibes at the time, but I've slowly come down to earth in the many weeks since I last posted. Oh my gosh, okay. Is this a bigger person post? I like this. Because I just want to say also, I try to put myself in the shoes as well, because I recently got married, if you didn't know that. I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care. But also, Caleb and I did like a really low-key thing because we're both very uncomfortable with being like the center of attention for a lot of people around us, especially IRL, despite our jobs. So I would have been like, whoa, this is crazy. I would have been like, oh my God. Like my younger brother is with a pregnant girl and like I'd want to know all the tea. So it's hard for me to relate because I wouldn't have cared. I let my worry about the gossip about my brother and his girlfriend get in the way of me enjoying my day. Oh yeah, that sucks. And there's no way to go back and change it. I also realized that I should have just agreed to do one photo with his girlfriend included. I agree with that. One photo wouldn't have been important and it didn't have to be considered the official photo of me and my family that I put in my wedding album or hung on the wall. Instead, I chose to be a witch to somebody I was meeting for the first time and we already felt uncomfortable. This is really sweet. This is really big because you know what? Like during the day, it's just like, you know, most people wait their entire lives for their wedding day and it's a really big deal. And you know, being the center of attention is kind of the thing. It's like, look at my white dress, look at this, and like celebrating you, right? So I don't blame her for feeling the way she did, but I think this is really big of her to like come back and own her shit, you know? For many weeks after I made my post, I was sure I was not the asshole. My he has deflated, I don't know what that means, and I've talked with my brother about it. We both came to a conclusion that in our family, we didn't really learn how to have difficult conversations about things that we might know might make somebody else uncomfortable. Okay, that's fair, which is why I couldn't calmly voice my feelings to my brother on the wedding day and instead acted like a spoiled child. I'm sorry, I just love this, just being so self-aware. I think that's awesome. It's also why instead of having a normal conversation with our parents to let them know he was dating somebody who was pregnant by somebody else and that he was going to be raising this baby as his own. And so instead of him having the normal conversation, he was like uncomfortable and yeah, I mean, that is also fair. I mean, you know, you think by 21 you'd kind of like know that, but I get being a little bit like scared. He panicked and decided to just announce it without actually having to voice it to them at all. And my wedding just so happened to be the first occasion he had to do so. I don't think he meant to hurt me. Several people have asked me about an update on my brother and his girlfriend. Well, she's his wife now. That's really sweet. They got married. They're still together. They're living together. We've gotten to know her a little better, and she's not as bad as we all wanted to make her out to be. I think she genuinely loves my brother, and my brother loves her. She just so happened to be pregnant when they met, and they both acknowledged it a bit unusual. My brother is the type who brings all the stray animals home, so I think we all sort of worried that he just felt bad for her and wanted to help protect her. Why am I crying? I'm in my fucking luteal phase, that's why. Ugh. I love this. I love this. I think this is great. I think I'm sticking with the first one with the context we have. I think it's fair to say like, whoa, he's so selfish and like he's just, you know, trying to use the wedding to like deflect and all this stuff. In that context, it looks like that, but with this and with getting context about how they were raised and all that kind of stuff, it matters. Context matters. And I think this is so wonderful that she had time to kind of like, you know, marinate on it and self-reflect and become really self-aware. I think this is so wonderful, you know? This is great. Am I the a-hole for giving my daughter $60 a week, but my son nothing? It's not sounding good, but we'll see. I, 45 female, have 2 kids, 17 female and 15 male. We moved earlier this year to be closer to my parents as my parents' health is declining. I'm very sorry. My daughter was excited about the move, but my son has struggled to adjust. Due to the move, my job shifted to hybrid and I needed a work from home setup. My bedroom is too small and my only options were the lounge or one of my kids' rooms during school hours. Oh my God, if this is going where I think it's going, this is bad. I proposed this to them. My son flat out refused. No way in hell, quote unquote. But my daughter offered her room and half joked about charging me rent for the space. I thought it was fair, as I get a $20 day work from home allowance. I agreed to give it to her if she was okay with me setting up a small office in her room. I work from 8:30 to 5, and she usually starts homework right after I finish, so it worked out well. Now the issue. My son is pissed that his sister is getting $60. I don't do regular allowances, just canteen money, about $10 a week, and other needs as they come up. I told him he had the same opportunity and was now shit out of luck. He got angry and brought up the move, saying he never gets to see his friends. For the record, I drive them back to visit every 2 weeks for visits. I told him I understood his feelings, but said I wouldn't tolerate being spoken to like shit. And then started an argument with his sister too, going in on her for being an opportunistic bitch. Oh my God. And she called him a whiny little asshole. You're raising some truckers. Not that I'm any better, I swear all the fucking time. Anyway, to cool off, I offered one of them the option to stay at their grandparents for the night, not as a punishment, but to break the tension. My son opted to go, and while dropping him off, my mom told me I was favoring my daughter and should be paying them equally. My dad disagreed, saying my son had the chance and was shit out of luck. So am I the asshole? There's a few things. I'm wondering why you don't just switch rooms with the daughter, like in general, if her room's bigger, because you're the parent and you can just do that if it needs to accommodate for work. That's like one thing. I mean, everybody parents differently. Maybe there's a world in which this would work, but it does seem like, you know, the boy probably wants his privacy and he's 15 years old. It's like a weird time. And the girl is 17. She might, you know, I don't know. Do I think you're the asshole? Not necessarily. Maybe like a soft asshole, because it does, you know, it's like favoring a kid when you could have probably worked it out so you didn't have to pay any of the kids. You could have just like swapped rooms with a room that worked better with your work than pinning your children against each other and against yourself. So I think there was like other ways to go about this, maybe. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm curious. I can understand your logic, but I also don't agree with you giving one child such a huge amount of money and the other nothing. And I think you're missing the bigger picture for your son, where he feels like his needs are not being considered as important within the family. Yeah. If you're renting or own the whole house, then renting back space from a child is renting something you already paid for. As the adult, it wouldn't be unreasonable to expect the larger room. That's exactly what I'm saying, especially if you need to work from home. If your daughter has a larger room than you already are giving her benefits that the parents probably wouldn't. Yeah, okay, this person's like agreeing basically with what I said. So I don't think you need to pass on the whole working from home allowance to use the limited space that is available. However, I get your point that it would be nice to reward her kindness in giving up some of her privacy by letting you use her space. Sure, that is very sweet of the daughter to do that, but I mean, she has incentive, obviously. I think the problem is that you are giving quite a lot of money to your daughter. I bet hardly any 17-year-old is in a similar financial position get given a $250 month allowance. True, that adds up. I suspect that $10 would have been more than enough for her to feel grateful. You could have come up with something that benefited your whole family, covering travel back to see your son's friends, for example, if he's old enough to do the journey on public transport, or having a special meal each month. Yeah, I just feel like there's a better way to go about it. Obviously, I'm not sure where everyone's from and what is the standard there, but $60 NZD. I don't know what NZD. New Zealand is only $35 US. That is roughly enough to go out once a week with your friends. While I'd consider that fairly high allowance, I wouldn't consider it outrageous. It's also not just the 1.5 hours a day she's displaced. It's having all of OP's work equipment in there outside of that as well. Plus just knowing that you'll never have true privacy with your mom having access to your room like that. Yeah, that's true. And don't forget school holidays for weeks at a time, whilst home daughter still won't be able to use her room. I don't know. People voted her the asshole in this story, or in this Reddit post. Again, maybe like a soft asshole? I don't know. I don't think it's wrong to give your daughter money for literally taking her space for hours of the day. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I love reading your comments. I love when you guys call me out and say I'm an idiot with stuff, because I am. I'm just a gal, you know? What do I know? I don't have kids. I got married. But what do I know? You know? But anyway, I appreciate you guys. Bye.